Waking up and my missus she's in hysterics. I woke up and I'm thinking, fucking hell, what am I doing here? I'm meant to be boxing. Like, what's the date? I'm meant to be boxing today. Not remembering where I was. Everyone's crying around me. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? They took my phone off me to try and keep me away from social media. Like, there was a boxing news article that got 1 million views and all this and whatever. They tried to keep me away from that, but I was like, no, I've got to see. When I saw it, I threw up.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I actually had Twitter beef with Sonny Edwards, and it weren't any personal things, it was more of like a disagreement. And I remember seeing Sonny at the Mayweather
fight. This could have been you then?
Yeah, this could have been. And I remember sitting there and I was thinking, please do not ask me to come down your gym. Like, we're having a debate. In my head, I've got the ego there, so if I hit him, I'll hurt him. It would never have happened.
Yes, people, welcome back to Trim Talk. Today, I'm joined by Tom Welland and Frankie Morgan's back. We're going to be playing the boxing imposter game to start with. If you don't know how this works, one of us is going to get a message saying imposter. The other two are going to get a name. We've got to work out who the imposter is, but the imposter does get a lifeline if he is chosen. If the imposter does guess who the person is, then he wins the round. You boys know how to play?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Cool. Start, Tom.
Let's go first.
Small.
Pitbull.
Buzzcut.
Liverpool.
With Warren.
Mike.
Mike.
Got to connect with it there. That's a bit of confusion. Are you with me?
But I'm with him as well.
That has been a strong start, to be fair.
WBA.
Trying to think of what ain't going to give it away too much. KO.
Yeah, I was going to say knockout. Fury interview.
Fury interview? I've never seen a Fury interview.
Do you know what I'm on about?
Yeah, I know the one he's on about.
Yeah.
I know the exact one he's on about.
I'm going to say unification.
Saddy.
I think we're all on the same level here.
I think the imposter's clocked on.
We must have done. I've got my suspicions of Tom.
We'll do one more round, yeah?
One more round?
Yeah,
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I think that's what we need, I think.
Warrington.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either, you know.
Sure, he meant to box Warrington.
He definitely weren't, was he?
Do we need one more round?
Shit.
I think it might just
5'1".
Oh.
I've got one.
Pink. Teeth.
Right, you're going to have to connect with me on this one, yeah? Spear.
Spear?
Sphere.
Oh, sphere?
Well, I think
You
it's
get
time
it?
to vote.
Do you get it? No.
Yeah, no, I do, yeah.
Ready to
So
vote?
what, as much as I've agreed, I'm going to vote elsewhere.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
I was the imposter, but Nick Ball.
Yeah, yeah. You don't throw
mate,
stones
I
from glass
what
houses.
did you say? What was the first one? Pitbull.
Yeah.
And then what did you say to start with? Small.
Small, yeah.
When he said
so
small
you
on Pitbull,
yeah.
I was
It's
trying,
easy then,
Right,
isn't
I
it?
was trying to put him onto Pitbull Cruise. I thought, yeah,
So- oh, yeah, close, yeah.
Cruz did pop up for me,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Well, if you think Pitbull and you think a boxer, you would think Pitbull Cruz.
yeah.
But then he said Mike as well.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Mike Tyson.
yeah.
Have you seen that? You ain't seen that Tyson Fury?
Nah.
He goes,
If Nick Ball,
he made it.
if Nick Ball
God
was 6
made
foot
it
Oh,
for
shit.
one.
That
'Cause
one.
if he was
yeah,
6'6",
yeah.
he'd be an issue. We'd all be in trouble.
Yeah, we'd all be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so.
what a boxer.
Mate, it's class. How do you think they figure out a fight, guys?
I thought he was meant to box Warren. I don't know where that come from.
It was it not? Maybe early on.
I can't remember, to be honest. But
They are about the same
actually
sort of
wrong,
weight,
so I
innit?
thought it was coming up.
They're the same sort of weight,
no,
though.
that's
So.
Lee Wood.
Oh,
Which fight,
right.
Yeah, but
Figueroa's a tough fight, though.
yeah.
Figueroa's
weight is
a very tough fight. Featherweight.
Featherweight, same as you.
Same as me, yeah, featherweight.
Ooh, what do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
One day?
Yeah, yeah. 100%. Listen, I'm like, what's the, how old is he? 30?
Yeah.
Because he's
21,
coming
innit?
into his prime, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably like mid-prime years, like
Yeah.
30. Like I say, between 28 and 32 is the prime years. So
isn't
Could be the passing of the torch one day.
he?
maybe so in the featherweight division. We'll see. Listen, I've got a long way to go. He's got Figueroa to think about. He's got other fights to think about, unifications, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, hopefully one day I've definitely got my eyes on him. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be great to share a ring with someone like that.
Absolutely, win, lose or draw, it's a pleasure,
Probably
innit?
could share a wing as well with him. It's the way that he fights, he must devour a wing.
Right, ready for the next round?
Let's do
I've
it.
sent all the names in.
Oh, you sent it.
The clue for this one is Wrexham.
What's the clue?
Wrexham.
Repton.
Right. Right. I'm going to go. Try and keep this completely neutral. Hook.
Hook.
Slick.
Surfball.
Southpaw.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of how they're not going to clock on.
Got to keep it discreet.
So what, I'll keep on topic. Trim.
Get him on here.
Tricky.
No, this is a tough one for me, you know. This is a real tough one for me because I know too much. I'm going to say Hampshire.
I'm going to go American Dream.
I'm going to go debut.
I think we should vote, personally.
Yeah, I think we should vote. I think we all know this.
So I think someone's just fed into a trap.
Ready?
Should we
Yeah.
vote?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1. No, I was the imposter.
Was it?
I didn't.
I'll put him straight
Shit.
into a trap there with American Dream, I think. Can you have a guess who it
yeah.
is?
Who was the boxer? Go on.
Is it Fred Pullen?
No.
No,
Connor Mitchell?
No.
no.
Uh-huh. They were my two guesses.
The clue was Repton. Surely give it.
Oh
Oh, yeah, it won't be Connor.
Yeah, of course. Jimmy Saints?
No.
As soon as he said Repton,
He's not
I would have
Southpaw.
known.
Yeah.
Who's a Southpaw from Repton who's slick with a good hook?
Dan said slick. So
Yeah, I know, yeah. I was,
Probably
I was
Yeah.
tricky. I was just having a
Got a
guess.
decent trim.
From Hampshire.
So what, should we just keep playing until we guess
we'll
it?
just keep going. Should we just keep going around?
We'll list two each. Two different things that we just said.
Okay.
My next one, I'd have probably gone Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Hollywood.
I want to go Sonny Edwards.
I want to go Mark Tibbs.
What weight is it?
You're
Like-
miles off it if you don't know.
Yeah, I'm gone. I don't know.
English champion.
English champ.
How about if I said Cobalt Motor?
Yeah, that might be a bit easier. Oh, come on, you got to be on it
We
now.
could go all day.
Yeah.
We could go all day here. How about if I said G-Viz?
G-Biz.
Fucking hell.
we could
Do I know
go
this
all
boxer?
day.
Or I should at least. You're gonna have to tell me I'm out of it.
Giorgio Vizioli?
Oh,
Come on, bro. Fucking hell.
I thought G-Viz should have given it away,
Yeah.
surely.
no. Yeah.
Surely Mark Hughes and Sonny Edwards will give it away as well, no?
Maybe he ain't coming on now.
No. No.
Sorry, Giorgio.
You know what? Yeah, I should have got that.
Jules, Dan don't know you. That's all I'm saying.
He done that video recently with his opponent at Repton, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Joe have done like a little bit with all the reps and not behind
Yeah.
him, didn't
I
they?
was recording Mark.
Yeah.
I was recording Mark Tibbs behind, going, ooh, ooh, ooh.
he? Really? Was you there? Was you?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, mate, unbelievable. That's
Was it,
I'd-
do you reckon
I'd
he
put
was
that up there.
intimidated, his opponent?
yeah. I'd put that there as one of my best boxing moments, being in that room.
That done well for you as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
little video?
that was unbelievable.
Yeah, I bet it was good.
It's like
network.
goosebumps when you're in there.
See, like them little London clubs, especially like West Ham, Repton, like Islington, them sort of, they all stick together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Matchroom knew straight away, like if he's coming to try and unsettle Giorgio, we'll take him to Repton, we'll try and unsettle him. Like they knew what they were doing with the promotion and with all the
Yeah.
all the marketing, all that sort of thing.
It's
They
an
knew straight away.
intimidating
Yeah,
job.
man. Listen, there's a bit of a thing between north and south anyway, isn't there? You bring some from up north, bring them down south into London, and it's a hostile environment as it is.
Yeah.
And you got a face off in front of all these kids that are like Giorgio Vizioli admirers. Like, yeah, it was always going to be a bit shit for him, but
Yeah.
done the job, didn't they?
Yeah, he
You know what I
did.
Box unbelievable.
Yeah, he done well, George. He's slick, isn't he?
Yeah.
I got that one right. And
mean?
I got that
Did
right.
get that one right.
I thought that like Tom was the imposter, but clocked on. So I was thinking, oh no, but then I see that his head went.
I was surprised you went for him. I didn't even vote. I just sat there. I thought I was out.
I thought you knew,
Yeah,
and you was just playing along with it.
So me and him both thought that we was the imposter.
Yeah.
He's
How did you get away with that?
given it to me twice now. Kicking on me.
It's obviously a you problem, isn't it?
Might give you a third time.
Right, next round.
Just said all the names in.
All right, cool. Prospect.
America.
Weight missed.
I don't know too much about this geezer. Olympics? I think I've missed that one there.
I'm gonna say TMT.
I'm gonna say amateur.
Did I say that? What did I say?
No,
at the
it's
start?
the
Oh, no, I
Olympics,
said
you said.
prospect.
Yeah, prospect.
Prospect. Role model. Considering the club.
Add yourself to the imposter. You got off the clue.
You told us the clue. Told us all the clue.
Would you say Mayweather's a good role model at the moment?
Well, if he's
What, is Mayweather the boxer, is he?
No, but the clue.
the clue. But yeah, if he's like the boxer you're looking up to,
What about the person?
maybe not as a player.
It depends what type of person you want to be, innit?
Yeah.
We'll say money. Well, I did say TMT, but money, same thing.
I'm gonna say sparring world champion.
Sparring world champion.
Talent.
It's kind of very vague with these answers, ain't he? Yeah.
Mm.
Going off clues and
I'm gonna say annoying.
I say bully.
I really do not know a lot about him. future world champ. If he says anything to do with Mayweather, I've got my suspicions.
We'll say flesh.
I want to say something that only Tom would know. Footage.
I think you've just let him in there.
You sneaky bastard.
I think you've let him in
I
tonight.
don't think I've let him in.
I'm ready to vote. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. You got a lifeline?
Come on, Moten.
Yeah. Well done. Fair play. I literally know nothing about him, to be fair.
When he said Olympics, I could have voted there. And
Yeah, I could have done as
No,
well.
I kind of let myself down there. No, but I just don't. I don't know nothing about him apart from him being with Mayweather and he's like
As
top prospect.
soon as you said prospects, Mayweather and missed weight, I knew it was coming on Moten.
Yeah,
Because he missed weight, that was a big thing when he missed weight by 15 pounds.
it's bad that I don't.
And then it wasn't you said role model.
I didn't
It wasn't-
get
yeah, he said role model.
You said role model and I thought he's not a role model.
that. What Mayweather?
No,
I don't think he
Oh,
would.
Mo-
Well, yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah. To be
No.
fair, mate. I
When
mean,
it comes to
Mayweather.
boxing, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Boxing skill, IQ, yeah, I get all that. Person, like you turn up 15 pounds overweight.
Yeah, that's bad.
Are you sure? Like you should have been fined half your fucking fight purse for that.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have really been paid. Do you know what I mean?
Put
No.
that.
Yeah, like that's a joke that is. But as soon as you said as soon as you said missed weight,
How
I was
much
straight away.
was it with you? 'Cause
Well,
did
when
you
I
have-
boxed,
you
I
had it,
had
didn't you?
one 12 pound overweight.
And then
In March last
was
year.
it was like 0. When you.
Oh yeah,
when
then
you
I had
was
one. I was 0.04 pound, so like 4 ounces overweight.
Yeah, and then you got more than one go, didn't you?
So yeah, it was a non-championship fight, so it was an agreed weight, but we were fighting at championship weight.
Right.
He came in, I can't remember, it was like 0.2, it was like 2 ounces under the weight or something like that. But the scales was awful. I came out of doing the weight cut, I was on weight. I knew I was on weight, so I knew that's why I was getting so frustrated, because I came out, my scales were bang on. If anything, a little bit heavier. I was underweight on my scales. I was going to win. It wasn't an argument I was going to win because the scales were telling me I was overweight, so it's not saying I was going to win. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll go and do what I've got to do. Went and got the weight off. While I was getting the weight off, they were showing, and those scales were awful. The floor was uneven. The scales weren't on the right bit of the floor. The floor was a little bit soft, so you step on them, the scales were sinking into the floor a little bit. His manager was getting on the scale and saying, listen, you move forward, it goes up. You move back, it goes down. You move to the side, like your foot's a bit uneven. The weight was fluctuating a lot. Like the scales weren't accurate. Whatever. I came back, got on the scales, I was underweight. But for what he was getting paid for that fight, I should have just said to him. And to be honest, if my manager was there, he'd have just gone, "That's fine, don't fight then," and then it would have been fine. He wasn't not going to get paid for 4 ounces.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, sorry. I'm not going to say I wasn't overweight because the scale was saying I was. I came back, I was under. I'm not going to say that the scales were
Part
wrong.
of the game, innit?
It's part of it, innit? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, people get a bit touchy about the weight. But 15 pounds over like Carmel was,
Yeah, that's like,
there's no
that's
explaining
genuinely
that.
overweight.
You haven't even tried.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like you've just turned up and thinking, yeah, I can do what I want. I'm flying by Mayweather and I'm do this, I'll do that. Turn up on the scale and something.
He's the same weight as you, isn't he?
Tiny bit.
I think it's a bit heavier now, isn't it?
There, yeah.
I
I
think
think
he's more like
a weight and a half difference.
I think he's more Giorgio's weight now.
Okay.
I think when we all turned pro, me and Giorgio were never going to do the same weight because obviously we're good friends, we're quite close anyway, so we was never going to do the same weight. Not unless it was life-changing money and it made sense to do that. We was never going to do the same weight. But him and Carmel's a lot bigger than I am. Like, he's not much taller, but he's a lot stockier, a lot more well-built than I am. So him and Giorgio, I think championship weight, they'll be the same weight. But right now, Carmel's fighting at like, 67 kilo or something, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
Something stupid, yeah. But it's because he's just not disciplined when he's not fighting for a championship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Do you reckon that's something to do with Mayweather? Or having the
I don't
light
think it's
Mayweather?
I don't think it's Mayweather. I think it's just the hype around him. He believes his own hype.
Yeah.
So the issue is, I don't think Mayweather's actually got a lot to say with him.
No.
He's
I don't
using.
even know if Mayweather's actually too involved.
That's what I mean.
really,
He's using Mayweather's name and his management company to boost his career, which is it's completely understandable. I do get it. What if you've got that? If you've got those
People buy
resources,
into it, wouldn't they?
absolutely. If you've got those resources, you would 100% use that. The problem you've got is you can't take Mayweather's mentality of I can turn up and do whatever I want because people won't. They won't allow it. Do you know what I mean? All right, that fight with 15 pounds overweight, he was lit off the hook, but that was a case who just was desperate for a payday, and it was a payday he was never going to get anywhere else.
No.
So we let it slide. Do you know what I mean? But someone who's fighting for a championship, like a governing body like a WBC or a WBA, they'd never allow that. No way. And they'd probably ban you from any of your fights being sanctioned under that governing body. So it's a mentality you can't have. But listen, that's their mentality, innit? If that's the way they do things, that's the way they do things.
Yeah, it does seem that he's believing in his own hype very early doors. Like, no doubt he's a talented boxer.
Oh, cool.
But
Man.
you've got to stay disciplined early doors.
You can't take nothing away from him. You can't sit there and say he's this, that he's not really. Do you know what I mean? He's a very talented boxer. He's got a very well-connected team around him and people that are going to boost his career. Problem is, you believe your own hype, it all starts going downhill from then on. Do you know what I mean? Because now people are tuning in to see you lose, which is fine, because actually people don't realise this. Whether you're watching because you hate him or love him, you're still paying him.
Yeah.
Because you're buying his pay-per-views, you're putting views on his social media and all that sort of thing. You're actually paying him by doing that. So it doesn't matter to him.
No.
But when he does eventually lose, because we all do in the end, when he does eventually lose, people are going to be on him with like, you had that coming because you're £15 overweight and your mentality is this and this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
People have a lot more to say about it.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas
man.
if you're one of them that's give it 100% and you're always turning up, people don't get onto you about losing.
No, because they know that you're disciplined. You're disciplined enough that if you lose, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not sitting there saying, I'm never going to lose. Listen, Mayweather lost fights unofficially. He lost against Marcus Maidana, whether he wants to admit it or not. He lost to Oscar De La Hoya. Do you know what I mean? There was fights that Mayweather lost. He just got the decision in the end.
Yeah.
It will happen to us all in the end, and there are going to be. Kermel might not lose, but there are going to be fights where people are going to start questioning him. Do you know what I mean? Like the last couple of fights, especially with Giorgio doing well now, they're like, can he keep up with Giorgio? Can he fight at that pace with Giorgio? All that sort of thing. Like, people want to see him lose now.
What would be your prediction with
Giorgio scores him.
Really?
Yeah, Giorgio scores him. People don't realise. Like,
What do you reckon, Frank?
So what it is, the one thing for me is over the last 10 years that I've grown up, not the same age, come out a tiny bit older, but even when I'm 11, I remember watching Kamal on Instagram and on TikTok. I've always followed him, like even since he was a kid. And you'd see videos of Kamal knocking out people in sparring, knocking out this one in sparring, but he claims that he beat Giorgio in sparring. Everyone knows there's videos. A few people have seen the videos, but Kamal's not leaked these ones.
Yeah,
Do you know when you think you've leaked all of this footage, there's been videos leaked of him sparring world champions at the moment and doing well against them. Why was there no footage leaked of him against someone who's English level? He weren't even English level at that time.
he wasn't here. He was. How long ago was it? It's about a year ago now, wasn't it?
Probably a little bit longer than
Yeah.
that.
So I get on well with Bruce Carrington. He's fighting for the WBC world title. I sparred him when I was in Vegas a couple of years ago. Get on well with him now. When we were sparring, Kermel was meant to mix in with us. It was at a gym called DLX in Vegas, and there was a lot. Like Caleb Plant was in and out, Michaela Mayer was in and out.
Big names.
Yeah, big names. Teofimo Lopez. I bumped into Teo at O'Hara's fight when he was fighting Barroso. That's what we was there for. And Teo came up to me and was like, asked me how the sparring was with Shushu. Do you know what I mean? So like, there was big names in and out that gym. Kermel was meant to mix in with us, but he just, again, same mentality, just didn't turn up. Didn't let anyone know.
Really?
I'm just like, no, you can all go off my time and this and this. So we ended up sparring, just ended up letting him do his thing. But Kermel won't go anywhere where you can't film the sparring. He wants every spar to be filmed because he wants to clip it, put it on Instagram and grow it and all that sort of thing, which is fine if that's what he wants to do. But like Frank said, why are these videos with Giorgio not being circulated? Why are they not being shared? Do you know what I mean? And
you haven't even seen a video of them touching gloves or anything.
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Well, you've only seen a picture, like the Ring magazine post and all that sort of thing. Because obviously they are two very good boxers, so they are going to promote it and all that sort of thing. But the first thing Kermel does when his spar goes his way is post it.
Yeah.
It's the first thing he does.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're always, as a boxer, you're always going to be posting.
Of course, man.
Because you want to build up your social media or whatever, but it's the work you do behind the camera that goes into it, isn't it?
It's an agreed thing with sparring, though, that sparring's never posted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this, it's always been, whether you're an amateur, pro, unlicensed, whatever it is you are.
It's a bit of an unwritten rule.
It's an unwritten rule. You don't post sparring. If you do post sparring, people judge you for it. People are judging Kermel for it. The problem you've got is that they don't judge him to a point of you shouldn't have posted that because of how well they do. People being, oh, Kermel's such a great boxer. Look what he's done to him in sparring. Look what he's done to them in sparring. They don't realise who was actually sparring. No, like you're posting videos with Faye Jarvis.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Face Jarvis and then posted a full YouTube video on it. But you think,
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
He's focusing on the wrong things.
That's what I mean. So it is a tricky one with Kermel because he has done really well for himself. Don't get me wrong. Off doing something that really isn't allowed. It's morally wrong. But then, so he posts videos of Giorgio then.
Yeah, and the thing is, Giorgio, he don't post no sparring, does he? Because I see a video recently, a lad on Instagram, Icy from Smoking.
Yeah.
he got invited to spar Visually, didn't he? And he was like, he done like a day in the life of it, and he mentioned in there that the footage can't be posted, blah blah blah. And that is the right way to do it.
Yeah,
really.
cool. So like little things like this, like you say, but why didn't he just go home and just post it? They were probably paid rounds, and Giorgio won't pay someone if they're going to post it, type thing. So it's like, oh, but you could get paid then post it. Well, yeah, and that's fine. You can do that, but then you'll never be invited back for sparring again. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it is a tricky one with sparring. It is, but again, with like, I've seen the footage of Kermel, and Kermel keeps going around saying there is no footage. Listen, I've seen it firsthand.
With Visually?
Yeah, I've seen it. Giorgio was schooling him.
Really?
Schooling him. Do you know what I mean? It's not my place to share the videos, but it's, Giorgio was schooling him. But that's why, but you know, off Kermel's body language, why he's not posted those videos, because he didn't go his way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what, the problem you've got is with that is not every spar goes your way.
No.
There's nothing wrong with sparring not going your way. If anything, sparring shouldn't go your way for trying to learn. Do you know what I mean?
Remember when we sparred in it? Didn't go your way.
That's it. That's why I got this fucking little eye, black eye. It's fucking 5 years later.
Mate, when I sparred Tom, I was coming up for my fourth bout and it did not get out of first gear.
How long ago was this? Do you remember?
It was about 4 years ago, I think now, 4 years ago. But like, to be fair to Tom, like, it was a class act about it. Like, I was coming up for my fourth bout. I was an all-right boxer and did not get out of first gear, was talking me through everything. And I remember, I say I backed you up, you backed yourself up into the corner. And I've gone in, thrown like 1-2 or something, and I've got out quick thinking he's coming back for me. He's like, where are you going? Come here now. So I've come in, mate, I must have threw like a 30-punch combo and he just give me it. Just like not even looking, just slipping, catching. Mate, next level, to be fair. Next level.
But that's what sparring's about, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not about taking a piss with someone, because it's actually ironic, because George Liddard done this for me when I was a kid. So me and George used to box at, I'm not going to say the club because I don't like him anymore, innit? And we fell out, but we used to box at the same amateur club when we were kids. And my first gym show, George took me down there for sparring. So I must have been about 12 and George would have been 16, 17, something like that. We went down for sparring at Dagenham, and it was the first time I'd actually been like in an environment of like open sparring. There was loads of boys there. There was a lot of things going on. So there was no coach with us, so George was like, listen, I'll take you down. I was like, yeah, sweet. So I went down there with George, and George, like, I never sparred George, but he done my corner, talked me through it all. I was nervous at that as well, because I've not come from a boxing background, so I was nervous at that. I didn't know what to expect, and George took me all the way through it, spoke to me about it, spoke to me afterwards about it, and I remember from that day, like, to where I am now with boxers that are like not as experienced or a little bit younger, I'm like, no, do you remember what George done for you? Yeah. And it's the same thing, like when I had the same thing when I was sparring you that day. Do you know what I mean? It was like, no, remember what George done for you? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like I owe that to boxing. I feel like I have to give that back to someone that has the aspirations of being, or having a career in boxing. That I don't want to put you off it, because listen, we all know that we're at different stages in our career. You were still fighting as an amateur, finding your way. I was still an amateur at the time, like I was just about to go pro and whatever, but we was at different stages in our career. What do I get out of beating you up? Absolutely nothing. But all it's going to do is then it's going to harm you, dent your confidence, and you're not going to want to box again. You could be a world champion, and then one day you might go and win a world title and think, oh, this kid wants to move around with me just for experience. I remember what Tom done for me that time. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. And for me, that's worth. Yeah, for me, that's worth more.
Boxing's about, and it's the discipline and the respect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think most boxers do show that. Boxing definitely changes your.
Listen, there's one or two people in it where you just think you're a bellend. Do you know what I mean? But you get that in any sport. You get that in any workplace. Do you know what I mean? You go work on 9 to 5. You think, I don't like him, or I don't like her. Do you know what I mean? I think she's a bit of a bully. Listen, you get that in any sport. Problems with boxing is if you are that type of person, you're damaging whoever it is you're beating up when you should be beating him up more than you think.
And you'll get found out. There's always someone bigger and better.
Oh, mate, there's always someone bigger and better. Trust me, there always is.
So it's all well and good at the time. You might get a bit of a kick out of it, whatever, but it will come back to bite you, won't it?
Karma's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like it does, just in life, it comes back to bite you on the arse when you least expect it. Do you know what I mean?
But we spoke about it with the George on the episode, didn't we? Like the morals and respect in boxing is like, compared to other sports, it's like next level.
Listen, you tell me what other sports someone can go and have a scrap for 36 minutes.
And have a kiss and cuddle.
Yeah, and then go and have a drink in a bar afterwards.
It's the respect and the morals. And
Thing is, if you listen to most boxing stories, every single one of them starts with a little Aggie kid even like the reason that I've got into boxing, I was that little shit in school. Everyone was, you know what I mean? Like, then your mum and dad go, right, you're going to go get beaten up for a couple of days.
Literally.
Like, and then you half enjoy getting beaten up, and then it's like, right, I'm going to do this, and like, all of a sudden you're a completely different person. Like, when I first went to a boxing gym, it was because I was a little aggy kid, and now I'm doing it for a living, talking about boxing.
Yeah, that's it.
It completely changes every single person.
That's the thing about boxing, isn't it? You don't have to be a boxer to have a career in boxing.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Frank's done the right thing. Like, realised that he didn't want to live the I'm all right. He didn't want to live the life of a boxer. That's what I mean. Like, and to be honest, like, you didn't want to live a life of a boxer, and it's not for everyone. It really ain't. It is a brutal, hard life, and it is 24/7, 365 days of the year. Like, it really isn't anything less of a lifestyle. But if you didn't want to do that, there's media opportunities. There's boxing, like media opportunities. You can go and work for
this
people.
now as well. For me, like, I love boxing. I probably don't have I don't want to be doing it all the time, but I love sitting here talking to you, talking to Frank, talking to the boxers coming on. You know what I mean? There's always opportunities.
There's always something in it.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like people that like interviewers who have never boxed a day in their life, but just love talking about boxing, who work for the Ring magazine and they work for the WBC, and they travel the world going to all these different conventions of all the governing bodies, meeting all these people, having all these different experiences with people. They've never even boxed. They've never even boxed a day in their life. Do you know what I mean? It's mental. Boxing's a weird game like that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
When are we going to see you in the ring?
I don't know. We'll keep it under wraps.
It's got to be the topic of conversation, surely, ain't it? Because you're saying, like, I've sparred Tom Welland, and like, surely.
Beat me up as well, we said.
If you can't see the footage, surely we've got to see other footage of Dan boxing.
There is footage out there.
I bet there's loads of footage of you boxing now, isn't there?
There's footage, but I don't know. I got my amateur card again, so mate, I want to box this season. I do want to box this season.
Who you still fighting for New City, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that with Jamie still? Jamie Williams?
Jamie Williams is there, Pav, but then obviously I box with my old man as well.
Yeah, sick,
He's got his own one, his own like private gym,
nice.
Which is more one-to-one sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm carded with New City, but it's just, the thing is for me, it's a little bit out of the way. So I'd kind of keep fit with my old man. And then when I can get down New City, go down there, a bit of sparring, sort of stuff like that.
But even like people overlook it, just being involved in something. Don't get me wrong, it's an individual sport, but you are all teammates in the amateurs. Little things like that. Like, I've made friends out, like Giorgio, for example. We've both got two different careers, but we spent 5 years training alongside each other. Now our family will go out for dinner. Do you know what I mean? Like, little things like that. You don't realise the domino effect it has, just being in a club like that. If you know I'm in here fighting for myself, I'm wanting my own professional career later on. They do come with you though. Do you know what I mean? And it is like it's a life thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Even like for you, like obviously you might not turn pro now because you've got your own, you've got a different career now, whatever. But you enjoy boxing still around the environment of the amateurs. But you'll still go out for a beer with them at the weekends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And even then, like that day when I sparred you, met you, and then you look, a couple of years down the line, we're not sparring or whatever.
No.
You still got, you get the connection.
Yeah.
That's another thing from the boxing gym that you get.
Boxing's a very small world.
Obviously, I met you through Matty, but I then see you down New City, and I would have met you there anyway. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
it's a very small world, isn't it? Boxing, especially around our ways, like around this sort of way, like Essex way. Mate, even if you're not in boxing, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah. Surely, with you doing a podcast now, like you're looking in the amateur gym and you're thinking these are tough fights. Surely you must be thinking, I've got to go down another route with a podcast with a good profile. Surely there's got to be other routes for Dan. There's got to be a mission.
There is. There's
in the future. There's
maybe.
It's a big thing at the minute. These influencer boxers who are calling themselves. That's a big thing. A lot of them getting paid more than pros. Would you believe?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I've always said, like I've been half against the social media boxing, and I've always liked the purity of amateur boxing. I feel like that's real boxing. If you're like, unless you're a pro.
It is.
You saying my last fight weren't a real fight?
Yeah.
There he is.
He's been in the opponent before. He didn't
Here he is.
No, but look, like at the end of the day, sometimes you got to look past it. If the money's on the table for it and the opportunity's there, then maybe one day. But it's been on my mind, but I don't know if I'll definitely do it 100%. I don't know if I like the like trying to be pro without being good enough to be pro, like doing the press conferences and calling people out and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit forced, and it can be embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. There is decent white collar boxers. You look at Fabio Waldy. However many white collar boxers, he's now world champion.
Yeah.
But there's definitely good things out of white collar boxing and unlicensed boxing. Like you think like older fellas that just want to have a charity fight or whatever, raise a bit of money. Perfect. Can't box amateur anymore. Don't really want to do a full camp or actually learn how to box. You just want to do a 6-week quick camp, go and do it. But I don't know, maybe there's a route there one day.
Yeah, I think there's massive levels and difference with white collar boxing as well. Like the problem is you can have someone who's like just an uncle that goes down the pub and he thinks I want to stop drinking, and he's been drinking for 10 years and he stops drinking and he gets in a fight. And then you look and you've got Marco Vittuk stood opposite him.
Yeah,
like he's a good boxer. Do you know what I mean? And with white collar, there's no like level to it. Like with Tom's last fight, how many opponents did you have to go through to find out?
about 17.
He had 16 or 17 fighters that the board said they're not good enough. Or
really?
Or they
Yeah.
So the borders in.
The British Boxing Board of Control. I was originally meant to fight for the Commonwealth Youth title, which, listen, it's nothing more than a ranking title, but it's one of those titles where, because it's the Commonwealth, you're sort of limited to only a few nations. So we were going through, and listen, I've had problems with opponents my whole career. Like my whole career, I've had last-minute step-ins, I've had 2 or 3 day step-ins, I've had people who said I'm not getting paid enough to fight him, and blah, 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 blah. We had the same issues with that Commonwealth title, so we was like, right, so you know what, we'll go for the under-24 Youth World Championship. So it was anyone in the world. You had to be the only requirement is you had to be under 24, and you had to fit the requirements for that championship.
Commonwealth nation.
Yeah, well, no, this one was for the world. This was a world championship.
Okay,
so this was the youth. It was what they call the under 24 world championship.
Right. Okay.
So again, it's just another ranking belt. We fought in the WBO, so it was one of the 4 major sanctioning bodies. But the British, every opponent we had, the WBO approved every single one. They were all like South American, Mexican. We had a couple of Americans, I think, a couple of Africans. Approved every single one. They were getting paid silly money for that sort of title. Silly money, because what they wouldn't take anything less. Expenses were all paid for. Everything was paid for, and the British Boxing Board of Control, obviously, because the fighting in the UK has to be approved by them. They just said no to literally every single one of them.
No.
I had an opponent. They don't give reasons. It's literally no.
The maddest one that I had, there was an opponent that was actually better, weren't there?
We had a kid who was 17-0 from an African nation. I can't remember which one now, but he was 17-0 with 13 knockouts, and the board said no. And my record,
So not good enough.
But on paper, listen, we don't know what they're like because he's never boxed on TV or whatever it is. There was videos of him, but 17-0.
Yeah, like even to like someone that's not majorly into boxing, you look at that sort of tail of the tape. You know, your record 17-0.
That would
naturally go towards.
Realistically, that would put me as the B side.
Yeah,
Because at the time I was 9-0.
he's nearly at double the amount.
He's had double my fights, and he was 23 or 4. Yeah, he was stopping people for fun. That would technically put me the B side. Do you know what I mean? But they were just saying no. But yeah, the opponents it's a big thing. But you see, like again with the white collar boxing and the amateurs, not so much the amateurs, it's a bit more control, but especially the white collar boxing. Boxing's all about levels. It's all about levels, man. Like, listen, you get in professional boxing, they make the rules up as they go along. They do, but unlicensed boxers, fucking hell, it can be dangerous, man.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, you see people going in there that are maybe 18, 19, and they're boxing boys that are mid-30s, like ex-army boy. Like,
yeah, even the geezer, like, see like what Frank was saying about geezers come out the pub, says don't want to drink or sniff anything anymore, and he wants to go into boxing and try and change his life around. You can stick him in with a 17-year-old kid who's hungry. This geezer just wants to turn his life around. He don't care whether it's win, lose or draw.
Yeah, it can go either way, can't it?
Yeah, and then what you stick him in small gloves or even in big gloves, but no headgear, no proper refereeing, no proper judging, no proper medical staff.
No doctor there.
Yeah,
Well, I think with the white collar, like, I'm not saying what I do is great, but at least like someone calls someone out. Do you know what I mean? Like, or the promoter will say, "You two look similar, you'll fight." When you get the 6-week training camp ones, I think they're sometimes a problem because you have a 6-week training camp, both of you'll fight each other.
Yeah,
now a lot of these are used by the ex-drug addicts or the ex-drinkers or the fat people that want to lose a bit of weight, so they have a boxing match. But who's to say that you've not gone down there, said you've never boxed, do a 6-week training camp? Like, I could go do one now. I'm boxing since the age of 4.
Yeah.
I can go do a 6-week training camp and then just get in there and absolutely batter someone.
Yeah. People can take advantage of it.
I'm not saying I'm unbelievable, but I should hope that I could beat any man on the planet who does 6 weeks training. Who's my weight? Do you know what I mean? Because if I couldn't, I shouldn't ever get in a boxing ring again.
The mad thing is, like, someone who's like a pro, so that, like, say if I woke up one day and I went, you know what, I don't want to box anymore, I went and got a job, and I sort of disappeared for 5 years and people forgot who I was and whatever, I could do that, come back and go, I want to go back to boxing again, but I'm too old to go pro again, I don't want to be an amateur, so I was going to unlicensed, so you nick a little bit of dough. Imagine someone who was a decent professional, went and done something else.
Danny Williams.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
He knocked out Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he's a little bit slower now, a little bit older, but
Definitely still dangerous though.
Cold, man.
Yeah, like he's thankfully stopped now because it was getting more dangerous for him the older he got. But I think someone could knock out Mike Tyson and then go and fight Pete that drinks in my local pub. Like,
that's mad,
it's
mate.
mad. It's just that's
no,
why
like,
it's called unlicensed.
There's no understanding of how dangerous it actually is, because someone who is going down the pub doesn't understand the levels of boxing. They get in and spar someone, they're like, oh, I've done well against him, or I might land a few shots, but you took 700 back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where the damage happens.
And it is very easy as well for someone to say they're drinking down a pub. They watch a fight, they think, oh, you see all the time.
How many times do you go down a pub now and there's a little bit of beer, might be a little bit of sniffle, whatever, and then they're going, yeah, I was a boxer back in the day, and then you see him have a scrap in the corner, like, it all goes off in the pub and you see him in like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? Just think, no, you didn't box. No, you might have done a bit of unlicensed boxing, you might have done a 6-week camp, but you ain't boxing. That doesn't count as boxing. No. With all due respect, Frank. You know what I mean?
No, but I've always said that, like, I think it is good for the likes of me who just wants to have a fight now and then. There's good money in it as well. Like, people don't understand if you can sell a ticket and you're not disciplined enough to be an amateur, because if I was to fight amateur, what do you reckon I'd have to weigh to not have to fight someone who looks like Anthony Joshua? I'm probably about 5'7", 5'8".
Well, you're built probably like 63.5 kilos.
That's what I mean, 60. So I'd have to lose roughly 20 kilos to fight amateur, to fight someone who's my height, my size. No, that ain't happening. So for me, I know that I've got a good few mates. I know that I've got a decent boxing following. If I can sell 200 tickets and go and make 3-4 grand, what's the point of me fighting amateur?
Yeah, no, there's definitely.
So that's the way that
I mean, you know as well, there ain't no money in amateur boxing.
No, you can't knock someone who does it.
No.
Even like Marco says, doesn't he? Like, the people say, oh, why don't you box amateur?
I'm pro or amateur, yeah.
Why don't you? And he's like, there's no money.
Listen, for his age,
can't see it.
For his age, how old was he? 16, I think. Yeah?
17.
17. For his age, he'd be boxing anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because he'd only be going to work and going boxing and fighting his amateur. So he'd be boxing anyway. To earn a couple of grand out of it, I mean, he goes back saying that he has 10 bags and 15 bags and blah, 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 blah. He don't. There's not enough money in it. Do you know what I mean? I know it's unlicensed boxing. There's not enough money in professional boxing for there to be enough money in unlicensed boxing.
The only way to do it in unlicensed boxing is to set out venues.
But he don't set out venues. That's the issue. Do you know what I mean? Which is fine, because he still gets paid either way, doesn't he? He must make a purse.
Yeah.
But listen, a couple of grand, 3-4 grand, 5 grand a fight, it's, for him, that's the equivalent to, if you'd work on 9 to 5, it's equivalent to 2-3 months' work, isn't it?
Mate, there's definitely pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
Definitely pros and cons.
I just want to see you in the ring no matter what it is. No matter what it is, we just need to see.
Are you trying to slowly call me out?
No, yeah, literally. This is what
I'm too big, I'm too heavy for that.
This is going to, when the cameras go, like, when the cameras go off, it goes, listen, you could knock me out, we'll split the money, yeah? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what about that Misfits main event one day? Listen, we'll just say, no matter who wins, as long as we get 50 bags each, you're all right.
Yeah, damn right.
I'll take that.
Yeah, damn right.
Have we still got a round of Imposter?
No.
Done. Cool. Should we crack on with Frank, sir?
Yeah.
Right, time to cut your hair, Frank. This podcast is filmed at the Padded Cell.
A place used for recovery with elite level equipment, from hyperbaric chambers to red light therapy beds.
Upstairs there is a lounge for your workspace and relaxing.
Then we head into the podcast studio where we film all our episodes here.
The Padded Cell is a safe space for your wellness across your mind, body and soul.
If you want to check out the Padded Cell, check the link in our description below.
Right, we've got Frank in the chair. Tom's a bit precious about his barnet. So
I didn't realise, listen, just a quick disclaimer, just saying I'm not being rude. I forgot that Dan was a barber. So I go for a trim every Friday at the same place. I've gone for a routine trim Friday. Today we're filming this on Sunday. So it's why I don't need a haircut in it. So
It's all good.
Stay as
I'll see how it is.
no, listen, I will be back to test out Dan's trimming skills. Though, believe me.
Tom Welland episode 2 when he's a world champion.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Can finally get an haircut.
Maybe I'll get a
take
haircut
that,
out of Dan then.
We'll take that. But yeah, Tom, what's the plan in the next year for you? Obviously, coming off the back of your last fight, what's the plan to bounce back?
So we're about 6 or 7 months after my first loss now. So I've had my bit of moping about depression, hating boxing. Like I've done my bit now. Listen, we're in January. We're hoping to be out again. First fight of this year, like the first sort of comeback fight, maybe late Feb, early March, maybe even April, or two fights in that time. For me right now, I'm contracted to a certain amount of fights, and a certain amount of fights I have to fight in a year.
Okay.
I have also the amount of rounds, so I've got 2 8s and 2 10s this year. I'll get my 8 rounds out of the way, and then we want a domestic title later on this year for the 10 rounders.
Right.
So maybe like an English or a Commonwealth or a Commonwealth Silver, like a ranking title, anything really.
Yeah.
That's the plan for this year. Then next year with a domestic title, that'll sort of set me up nicely for like an eliminator, like a British eliminator, or if I've got a Commonwealth Silver, might be like a Commonwealth eliminator, whatever it is really, and then we can just sort of work our way up from there. We are in the middle at the minute of negotiating different terms, so I don't know what we're doing it in terms of where we're going, TV, broadcasting, X, Y, Z, like just the politics of boxing.
Yeah.
We're sort of in the middle of that at the moment, but yeah, that's our plan for now. We're sort of thinking sort of 2 years ahead. After that, we haven't really got a plan after that at the moment.
Okay.
Just see where we are after 2 years, see what belts we've got, see what's around in the division. You know, a lot can change in 2 years.
Who holds the belts that you want to go for in this year?
Right now, I think the English title is vacant, or it's been fought by Nelson Birchall. Me and Nelson are managed by the same manager, so at the moment the plan is Nelson.
It's a bit of a sticky one.
Not necessarily, you know, because me and Nelson would never fight for an English title. It's just not a fight that's worth fighting.
So 2 big names, ain't it, really?
It's not a fight worth. It's not a title worth fighting for. A name like him, a name fighting me, and me fighting him. It's really not worth it. So
that's British minimum, ain't it? Really,
maybe
bare minimum.
That, yeah, like a world title eliminator, or depending on our careers go the way they should do. But yeah, it's definitely not English title standard anyway. Okay. So I think the plan is, if he fights for the English title, then hopefully he will fight for it early this year and then vacate it for me. As I say, they're all ranking titles, so we don't really get a lot out of them.
No.
So that would be the plan for the English. If not, then we'll go down the Commonwealth route. But I think most titles are vacant at the moment. Zach Miller has got the full Commonwealth, but I think the Commonwealth Silver is vacant and all that sort of thing. I'm quite lucky actually, where I'm a bit younger, I can fight for the youth titles. So
okay.
There's actually.
Do you know what? That's a recent thing I've heard of, the youth titles.
It is very recent.
Is it a new thing?
Yeah, it's maybe like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, it's very, very recent.
What's your opinion on that? Do you think that's a good idea?
I think it's a great title. Listen, my last fight was a WBO World Youth title over 8 rounds, and that would actually give me a world ranking.
Right. Okay.
I actually think, even though I lost, I still am ranked. I'm still world ranked. So even though I didn't get to this, even though I didn't win it. First time making championship weight, rules meeting, all that sort of thing.
It's all experience.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And to be honest, if there's a title I'm going to lose, I want it to be that one. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not something that I was going to hold on to anyway. The plan was to win that and vacate it pretty much straight away. Yeah. So if there was a title I was going to lose, I want it to be that one. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
We touched on this after your fight as well.
What's that?
It's one of them that you did lose the fight and you did get stopped, but until that point, the fight was going one way.
Oh,
it was a very one-sided fight. And me and Tom spoke off camera about it and on camera, but it was just one lapse of judgment, weren't it?
It was just boxing.
That is literally it.
It will happen to us all in the end. Do you know what I mean? Whether we're getting beat up and knocked out or we're winning and get knocked out. I would rather get knocked out at the start of my career and learn a valuable lesson while I can. Yeah. Valuable lessons outside the ring, inside the ring, X, Y, Z, and take that and not lose a valuable title afterwards. Whereas the next time I get knocked out, it's probably the end of my career. Do you know what I mean? Whereas most people won't get knocked out their whole career, get knocked out at the end and think, fucking hell, I'm 30 now.
Let's give it up.
I'll come back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you've done well to look at it that way. Like, what's your advice on someone dealing with a loss? Obviously, yours is in boxing, but it could be in anything. Like something that's such a big moment at the time, you probably now look back and think it's not just a loss; it's a lesson.
It's a lesson, yeah.
But what's your advice for someone that has had a loss or going through a loss at the minute?
Listen, everyone will deal with things their own way, so you sort of have to take all these like advice bits with a pinch of salt. But if I was to say my personal experience with coming back from something that hasn't gone your way, or it's been a real challenging time in your life, you are going to hate it. Listen, I hated boxing for months. I didn't step foot in a boxing gym for 3 months. Do you know what I mean? I went away, went on holiday. I didn't want anything to do with boxing. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't looking at boxing. I wasn't watching boxing. I didn't do no interviews. I didn't want to talk about it. Like it was hard. I thought you do go up into a bit of a shell, but then when you go back into, like for me saying boxing, when you go back into it and you start talking to people, like, and as much as I'm not blowing Frank's trumpet, Frank had a big part in this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see Frank as one day. It's not just a boxing interview for me. He's one of my close mates. Like, we talk outside of boxing. We talk about different things, but then you realise that Frank has boxing understanding. He was saying to me, listen, Tom, people don't think any less of you. They don't think anything like you won't achieve this now and you won't go on to do this, and your whole career's changed. Like, 'cause it's not like that. Once you understand that and you realise that it's not the end of the world and that there is a way back, then you can start to sort of grow from it, and then you can change your mindset and be like, yeah, do you know what? It was a lesson. I've just got to make it a lesson rather than take it again. The next one won't be a lesson. Do you know what I mean? So once you get that, but again, it's like certain things, don't push people away, because as much as you want to be on your own, people, especially like your family, your friends, your other half, whatever it is,
They've got your best interests.
they have got your best interests. And people and you will see in this time who your real friends are, because people come and go all the time. But when you're going through a shit time and they're not on the hype train anymore and you're taking a bit of a dip, people do fade away. Listen, I've seen it over the last few months. People fade away, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People who, they won't buy a ticket to your next fight. That's fine, do you know what I mean? People, like, money's a big thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But even show you support, share your stuff. Like, they start calling you out even, do you know what I mean? So you'll see who your real friends are, but you've got to keep the people that have your best interests at heart. You've got to keep them. You've got to keep them close.
But that's it. That's another thing, isn't it? Seeing that people like your friends and family. Well, no, the people you think are your friends. You see who your real friends are. That's part of the lesson. That's you learning.
That's a life lesson. That's not even boxing. That's a life lesson.
Because, do you know what it is? I remember you telling me a story, because I was obviously wanting to do the first interview with you just because I knew that you didn't want to do an interview, say the wrong thing, and then it get clipped up. So I remember saying, if you ever do want to do an interview after the loss, let me know. About 2 months later, we done it, but I'm not going to say the name of the person. I remember you telling me a story that you see another interviewer not too long after the loss, and you actually avoided doing an interview, didn't you? Because of that reason. Like, it's an hard game, boxing. You can lose, and then you're emotional, and you could turn around and go, nah, fuck this, I don't want to do this, I want to retire. And the next day, you got 1 million views that you're retiring.
This is the thing. The problem you've got is, especially coming back from a loss, is even though you've lost and you can't get any lower, believe it or not, you can. Do you know what I mean? Because someone will clip whatever you say, they'll take whatever you say, and it will be clipped, and then everyone's talking about it, and then it's a long way back. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I could imagine if someone had a camera in your changing room that night, like, you never know what could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
like,
the problem I've got is with that is I don't remember that night.
Yeah.
So
I remember you saying you remember waking up.
I remember
with your missus, don't you? Like,
I remember waking up and my missus she's in hysterics. I woke up and I'm thinking, fucking hell, what am I doing here? I'm meant to be boxing. Like, what's the date? I'm meant to be boxing today. Blah 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 blah. Not remember where I was. Being I'm fully clothed, everyone's crying around me. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
I couldn't find my phone, so I couldn't figure out what was going on. They took my phone off me to try and keep me away from social media. Like, there was a boxing news article that got 1 million views and all this and whatever. They tried to keep me away from that, but I was like, no, I've got to see. When I saw it, I threw up.
Really?
Yeah, I saw what happened, and I saw. So my mate does all my filming for me on the fight days, and he got a good angle of me getting knocked out.
Right.
So
he's done his job.
Yeah, done his job. Yeah.
At least he got the angle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I've seen that angle, and I literally saw that and threw up because I don't remember it.
No, that's got to be such a weird feeling.
Oh my god, it was so strange. I'm thinking, is that real? Is that, like, obviously AI's a big thing now? I was like, is someone trying to prank me or something? Like, I just woke up from a
tell me that's how.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? But the problem is, well, you don't remember anything. You don't remember what you're saying.
No.
And then when you're not thinking clearly, I could have said anything that day.
That's what I mean.
Do you know
if
what I
I
mean?
was a worse person, I could have caught you on an interview walking back to the car.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You never know what could happen.
I mean, and there are people like that. There are people that are like, oh, do you know what?
there's pants.
Let's like be around him and just have the camera rolling on the slide.
That is boxing all in
Mate,
it.
they're just trying to kick you while you're down.
It's,
do you know what I mean?
it's a shark's game.
You've
got to be very careful, haven't you?
Listen, there's always a bigger fish. Do you know what I mean? There's always someone trying to throw you out in the deep end. Do you know what I mean? There always is. No matter how deep it is.
I said to you off camera that night, every single show on Top Tier, I'd sit down with Johnny Clark at the end, we'd do an interview. And that night, it was, if you actually listen to that interview, it just looks like the pair of us are going to cry.
Yeah.
That night, Zach Fee lost, another good local lad. Harvey Smith then went on to lose. It was a bit of a closer fight, so it weren't as bad. And then Tom Welland went and lost. And we stood there and we're thinking, do we even want to do this interview?
Yeah.
And not, in the least rude way possible, I'm thinking it's tradition. We do it at the end of every show.
Got to do it.
And I remember saying to Johnny, like, I've checked Instagram, all the losses are on there, but you can't see Tom's knockout. I said, where's the video? And he said, out of pure respect for Tom and his family, that video ain't getting posted. Or it ain't getting posted for at least a week. Because Johnny didn't want to capitalise on the views, did he? He turned around and said, Tom's family. Tom's not a boxer to me, he's family. Even little things like that, having a good promoter.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what your promoter.
My promoter wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I'm not contracted to Johnny. Me and Johnny have worked completely off of verbal agreement. I've got no contracts, I've got no obligation. Like, he's got no obligation to me.
Yeah.
But he's done that off of his own back to protect what he shouldn't really care about. Because for him, it's like, fucking hell, yeah.
The thing is, could you imagine the views that you could have got? Because boxing news obviously went on and got 1 million views a day after.
Yeah.
So if Johnny would have posted that, you could imagine a minimum of 100,000 views.
For Johnny, and listen, I've got the utmost respect for Johnny and so much love for him for protecting me and my family like that. But for Johnny, the right thing for him to do then was to grow his business and to be like, this is what Top Tier's about. You come on here, you're not a home or an away fighter. This is what you get 50-50 real fights. And I could not complain or tell Johnny that he's wrong for doing that, because for Johnny, that's his whole business model. Do you know what I mean? And he's got every right to do that. But for him to sacrifice that to protect me when he's got no contract with me, I'm not managed by him, I don't work with him on a regular basis. Like, for him to do that, it just shows what type of person Johnny is, and that everyone who goes on his show needs to remember that Johnny Clark it will not rip you off. It will treat you, every single person, exactly equal and exactly to what their worth is.
Yeah. Can you see Top Tier on the come up then?
100%. Yeah. Top Tier will be up there with like your Matchrooms and people like that. Give them 5 years. Yeah. I think.
Well, Eddie Earn said it the other day. Eddie Earn said if Ben Shalom's money went into Johnny Clark's account,
bro, different ballgame.
Eddie Earn would be worried. Like,
different ballgame.
Yeah.
Different ballgame. Like, people don't realise the complications it takes with promoting different fighters and this and all the politics of boxing. Companies like Boxer, they've just fucked the Sky Sports deal, which is very hard to fuck up. They've now gone on to BBC, which is not where boxing traditionally is, so they're not going to get as many viewers. They're on the way out. Someone like Johnny will look at that and see it as an opportunity. Someone like Johnny, GBM, they'll see it as an opportunity to be like, we do the right thing here and we play our cards right. We can be in with the top three.
Yeah.
The top three big boys, do you know what I mean?
But even GBM, he got voted second best boxing promoter this year. And
that's what I mean.
He's got hardly anywhere near the money that Matchroom and Queensbury have got. But I think,
and with all due respect to Izzy Aziz, like, I don't know him, do you know what I mean? I've never worked with him, but does great things. Johnny does better things.
Yeah, I think for Johnny's budget, I would genuinely say he's probably behind Eddie and Frank. I'd say he's the third best promoter in the country. If you're going off budget, he might even be top two, maybe even the best, because even that night that we were talking about, 3 home fighters lost. They're not meant to lose, don't get me wrong. They're meant to be 60-40 fights, maybe not 50-50s. Like, we build them up as 50-50s, but we all want the home fighter to win, don't get me wrong. But that night, 3 home fighters lost on a show that was arguably meant to just be a good night for the local boys, really.
Meant to be routine that night, do you know what I mean? But that's what Top Tier is, do you know what I mean? Why should it be any different?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To be honest,
that is what boxing should be, because we don't see it enough now. Like, you see, especially in like the heavyweight division, when do we ever see 50-50 fights anymore? It's never.
Well, literally, the one that we've all wanted
for years.
And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Well, it does. Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. That's the one we've all wanted. But no, I feel like Fury and Joshua, it's a money game now, ain't it? And a lot of people, I've spoken to people and they go, oh, they've missed out on £100 million each, but they've not. Because how much money have they made off each other's names?
Yeah.
Do you think
People
Fury...
keep saying that they missed out on £100 million each. Just fought Jake Paul for £100 million.
That's what I mean. Like,
He's made it up. Do you know what I mean? He's missed out on that fight. Do you think he gives a fight? Do you think he gives the monkeys?
yeah. And the thing is, Joshua versus who? Was it Otto Warling that he fought?
Warling, wasn't it?
Joshua Warling as a fight is a £5 million fight for Joshua
At the very
on
best.
a good day. But if Joshua's fighting Fury next, it's a £20 million fight because Joshua's name's back in the limelight. So
Absolutely.
the amount of 20 million extras that they've earned off each other just by using the names.
Yeah.
Whereas if they would have fought each other 5 years ago, they'd have got 100 million and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
who else is they going to fight? It's done, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Usyk's made him 100 million on his own for the pair of them.
Yeah.
Listen, someone like Usyk who's got so much influence in a sport that he can do whatever he wants. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. He's just come in and dealt with it everywhere.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, man.
He's
Like,
dealt with it.
someone said I want to retire. If he said I want to retire tomorrow, no one can argue with him. Someone said I want to fight this guy's off, no one can argue with him.
Where do you rank him of all time in heavyweights?
Heavyweights, probably at the top.
You have him first all time.
Yeah. The problem we've got is that
It's such a different sport, ain't it?
the Muhammad Ali's of the
I am with
heavyweights,
you on this.
they are so small compared to someone like Usyk and Fury. Like,
Yeah.
They're like 6 foot what? I mean, they're
Well, I
not that
think
small, but they're
when-
6
when you
foot
look
three.
at-
Yeah,
when you
Usyk
look
is
at-
like, I think that he's the same size roughly, but I just
Yeah, he's
think
the same height
if
as
you look-
Ali, but
yeah,
look at the
I think if
division.
you look at
Yeah.
nowadays as well with all sports, you look at how far it's come along
Yeah.
with the science behind it and how much they train more. Like you look at the footballers back in the day,
Yeah.
they used to like drink and smoke
Cool,
before a
man.
game. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But even like
different with the
your-
boxers, but you know where I'm coming from. It's
Yeah.
like the training nowadays is different. The technology we've got. I
Even
think,
if you go back to like the 80s where Tyson was the ruler and was like the king, the absolute king, Tyson would be a good heavyweight now.
yeah.
He wouldn't touch the top dogs.
Do you not think?
No, just because people are too smart now.
Yeah.
People are too smart. Boxing's evolved. The boxing game has evolved.
So what would you say? Say this was 3 years ago. Your top three, roughly, give or take, as Usyk, Fury, and AJ. Where do you think Tyson would rank?
Tyson would beat AJ. He's just got the
Thing is,
AJ.
AJ's always struggled with the shorter fighters.
He's got his bogey style, yeah. He's got his bogey style. So if he beats AJ, Fury box round him for 12 rounds, box round him, frustrate him. Usyk box round him, frustrate him.
Yeah.
Daniel Dubois would stand in front of him and take too many shots and probably get stopped just out of accumulation of shots. He probably would get knocked out clean. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I think Tyson would probably beat Dubois.
I think there's in boxing for heavyweights. For me, there's about 5 generational talents
Yeah.
that will beat anyone in any generation,
Yeah,
bar the other 4 in the list. And you've probably got Usyk as one of them. You've got Muhammad Ali as another, just because when he boxed, he had a game plan for
Listen,
everyone.
it revolutionised the boxing
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, he was
changed
a
the sport.
great just because of outside of the ring and stuff like.
It
He was just so
revolutionised the
influential.
PR, the media.
If you asked anyone, if you asked your nan about boxing,
Yeah, she says Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Absolutely,
doesn't she?
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them.
For me, the best of all of them is Lewis.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, I think he is the one that
He
would
would
be
have.
able to adapt to any single one of these. Like you could put him in with anyone.
Yeah. No, I have to agree.
Yeah, I think but it has changed. Even when you look at you now, like, could you imagine 70 years ago saying to someone who's 9-0 as a boxer, right, you've got to go get in a therapy chamber. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to be a good boxer.
Yeah, no,
and they're probably looking at you thinking, mate,
Go down the pub, mate.
I'll
literally,
get in a bucket of ice once a month to try and heal my muscles. Like, what you want about a massage and a cryotherapy and doing hill sprints? Like,
This fucking cleans my lungs, honestly.
yeah, like they used to run up a hill with a pair of boots on with a tree trunk on their back, and that's training.
That's
Do you know
their
what I
training.
mean? Whereas
Proper training,
nowadays,
wasn't it?
yeah, if you're not doing S&C, if you're not doing the cryotherapy, you're missing out. You're miles behind.
But this is all like of 20 years.
Yeah.
This has all come along in the last 15, 20 years.
The only one that was ahead of their time was Arvin Drago, and
Yeah.
that was in a movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, other than that, like when you look at Drago, Drago would be undertraining nowadays compared to some of these boxers.
Yeah.
It's mental when you look at how much of a different sport it actually is.
It's a different life now, but that's what makes a comeback so hard, because it is your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine Imagine, like, to put it into terms to a loss for a boxer to someone doing a 9 to 5. You've just lost your job and you can't go and get another one because your CV's so shit. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've lost your fight. It's not as easy to get back in and face all the critics. It's the normal average person has lost their job. They've just been sacked. Their CV's not good enough to challenge anyone else in that workplace, and they can't get another job.
And it's even harder than that because if you lose your job, it's not on the front page in the morning.
Of course, man. Not everyone knows. Not everyone knows.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas you, as you say, you wake up, can't remember the night before. First thing it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's on the news. Do you know what I mean?
When I woke up the next morning, I say woke up, I didn't sleep, but when the next morning after my fight, I'm thinking, fuck this, I've been in camp for 3 months, I'm going to get McDonald's breakfast. I ain't had one this year. It was like September. I was like, I'm going to get McDonald's breakfast. Conveniently, there's a McDonald's in Wickford there, so I was like, sweet. I was like, I'll go down there. I was still like not black and blue, but I had like bruises and I was still feeling a bit rough, whatever. Went in there, my hood was up, I had my sunglasses on to try and not get judged through black eyes. I'm in there, I've still got recognised in the thing, and everyone was going in, Carl, you had a tough night last night, didn't you? And I'm thinking, oh shit, I've watched McDonald's McDonald's breakfast and I'm having a conversation with someone.
Oh, mate.
Last night.
Yeah, that must be tough.
Do you know what I mean?
Tough to deal with.
I bumped into a kid that I went to school with, this lad's brother, and his brother was my year, and he would do the same with me, getting the breakfast before going to work in the morning. And he said to me last night, he went, Tom, what happened to you, boy? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm on my way, did it? And he was like, nah. Thankfully, though, he was like, listen, you'll be back, though. We've got belief in you. So
there's people out there. Do you know what I mean? There's always people out there.
There's people that ain't in the industry that don't know how to talk to a boxer after a loss as well. Like we've been there at your call. Can you remember? There was a boxer that actually got knocked out. It was one of the knockouts of the year. And as the boxer's walking out, he's got his arm over a coach and an arm over his dad. Yeah. And there's another interviewer that does the same job as me. He went, can I get a quick 30 seconds with you? And you think like some people, they just don't know what to do in that situation. And the poor kid probably weren't even thinking views. No. He probably just didn't know the industry. And there's people that have probably gone up to Tom and you can say the wrong thing so easily. Like,
listen, we're all used to it. Boxers are very used to it. Don't think it's like, I don't say the wrong thing. I'm not going to go and talk to him, so I don't say the wrong thing, because it's really not like that. We use some things. Do you know what I mean? We get told a lot. There's not done enough to be recognised enough and blah, 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 blah. But we've all heard it. We've fucking heard a lot worse. Do you know what I mean? Just come say what you got to say. Do you know what I mean? We've all been there and we've heard it. Do you know what I mean? If anything, I actually like that you've come up to me and said something. Do you know what I mean? Because then I'm like, do you know what?
It's a bit of normality.
Yeah. I don't want people to be like, to like look at me and be like, oh, look at him, he's fucking trouble. Look at the black eyes he's got on him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been fighting. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that, because boxing is actually a game of chess.
The thing is, as well, you can imagine the likes of Anthony Joshua after a loss. You have the idiots driving past, opening their windows, shouting out.
I don't want to know.
When you're at that level, you can imagine how much a loss, the day-to-day life.
I dread to think what they get. They must get some real stick.
The DMs on Instagram. Like,
mate, I was getting trolled so bad. I showed it, didn't I? I was getting trolled so bad.
It's mental. People have the bottle for that online.
The mad thing is, I don't like, listen, you're going to get it in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes the comments push your posts a bit further and stuff. So you're like,
I say this to people all the time. You might hate me and you might really despise me and you love seeing me lose, but if you're going to comment on my shit and watch all my shit, you're actually paying me.
Yeah. That's not what I mean. That's like Jake Paul, isn't it? Like people are like, he's doing this and he's doing that, and it's like, yous are playing into his hands massively.
I love it, because again, it is someone like Jake Paul's brilliant for it.
With Jake Paul, if someone said, right, you can pay $10 and watch him fight Anthony Joshua, or you can watch $20 and you're guaranteed to see him get knocked out.
Yeah.
How many people would pay the $20? Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them things where you think sometimes it's better to be hated in the industry, because you're not actually hated. Don't get me wrong. No one's going to come and beat you up.
90% of the people, 99% of the people that meet you will come up and ask for a photo.
That's what I mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I've been one myself. Like, I could turn around and say, I really don't like this boxer, but they walk past me and I'm thinking I'm going to interview him.
Yeah.
And I've had it many a times before.
How do you feel about that, Tom?
You don't like that legit. But
yeah, it is a mad sport, because you can get paid more if you're hated than if you're loved.
Yeah, you can.
It is a sad reality.
It is.
There's this account here that was the mad thing is, it's not even like it's people that they're like open about it. Like, yeah, I hate them. It's like fake accounts and all that sort of thing. They're like, it's like hiding, innit?
Yeah, no profile picture.
So there was this one. It's called. Actually, no. Cut that. I'm not plugging them.
Yeah.
But there's this one account there. So I posted a picture of me and my promoter about this. This is in November, like late November. So it's like 3.5 months after the loss, right? And they were calling all my shit like, you should stop crying, blah blah blah. You're gonna get sparked again. All that, just the shit you're gonna get. But they have an actual account that just slags off boxers. Oh. So like, there's like, if you go on their account, there's like one of Johnny's that happens. You might give up promoting your shows as shit and streaming is the worst you've ever seen. Your shit fighters, for example, Mr. Rotten Teeth, James Osborne is one of your best fighters. He's fucking so shit. Blah, blah, blah. Like, he has an actual account that's dedicated to...
It's weird people have this time, don't they?
But like, yeah, like you must have like... And it's always these people that have got priorities. You've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got a mortgage, you've got all these different things, and you've got the time. Yeah, you've got the time and effort to comment on other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd understand it if he was a 12-year-old kid who's just a bit of a fucking bellend and the parents are not there and you're a bit of a misled child and you're just taking yourself to social media. I sort of get that he's a kid, innit? Do you know what I mean? I sort of understand it. He's not had no guidance. Most of these men, most of these accounts are fully grown, middle-aged men who are just sitting there jealous with their fucking cocking around being like, yeah, fuck him. Do you know what I mean?
You know, I find the maddest thing as well is they're doing it for boxers.
Yeah. But this is why they're all fake accounts. That's why it's on fake accounts.
Yeah. So what? There's so many in the industry. It's actually impossible to get back to every hater. Because, and do you know what it is as well? It's so much easier to slag someone off than to build them up as well. Like, how easy is it to turn around and go, he's a bum? Whereas to actually go up to that person and go, mate, I'm proud of you, like, you've done well. It's hard. Like, as a man, it's scary to tell someone that you're proud of them because...
As well, if you stay in the comment section and you've got 20 positive comments, the one you focus on is that negative one. Of
course.
Yeah, definitely.
Because on that post of mine, there was like 40 comments and it was all lovely stuff, do you know what I mean? But you just think, but he's not happy with me.
You get the odd one here, and that's the one you actually read. And...
Why don't he like me? Everyone else, why am I getting shit off him? What have I done to him? I've done nothing to him. I don't know him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've done nothing to him. Why am I getting shit for him?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All I'm trying to do is make a better life for myself.
Yeah.
Just like he's trying to do when he goes to work every day and he gets paid every month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All he's trying to do is cover his bills and live a nice life, like whatever. Why do I deserve shit for that?
Especially as well with someone like Jake Paul. They're purposely trying to be
trying to be hated, innit? Yeah.
You're like his mission is that's the goal.
Yeah.
But like when you're someone that isn't about that, it's just trying to get on with their life, get on with their career, and you're still getting hated. Like, mate, I'm not even.
Do you know what you think when you get? It's like I definitely know this geezer.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah. But it's just on a fake account.
Yeah, show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I know him. I've definitely met him. I've
He's probably paid for a ticket tonight.
Yeah, I know him because someone who don't know personally, it'd be like, that's sad.
Or they'd just scroll past.
Yeah, like, I noticed. It's like he has got the time and the effort, and he thinks low enough for me to comment there. Yeah. So I know him. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing in it. I'm thinking it could be you, it could be you, it could be you, and then I'm thinking, no, fucking it might even be somebody who said a nice comment who's just got a fake account. Like, I'm gonna say a nice comment so he thinks that I like him. Then I'm gonna go on my fake account and I'm gonna go and give him some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I want to see a lot more of what Sonny Edwards done with the troll. Say, come down the gym. Yeah. And we'll have a little spar.
Yeah.
We'll have a little mess around.
He got a lot of stick for that as well.
Do you know what it is? With Sonny, he got in there and he made the geezer miss every single punch he threw. Do you know what? I'll be honest, right? If I was Sonny Edwards, I'd have absolutely killed the geezer. Yeah. Like, I would have just battered him. And it goes to show the respect that boxers actually have because Sonny just made him miss. All right, he'd give him a couple of overhand rights and whacked him. But mate, he could have genuinely probably killed the bloke if he wanted to go all in on him. And you think it goes to show sometimes people do just need humbling a little bit. Like
in that situation, you're not trying to hurt him, you're trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
You're trying to put some respect.
And by making him miss, it's like, look, I could have done you some harm.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
Even like you made him miss, you sort of give him a little slap.
Yeah.
Like, I could have hit you then. Just sort of get under his cage a little bit, just so he knows now, like, listen, I'm not trying to hurt you. I know that I'm a professional fighter, I'm trained to do this, but I don't care if you don't respect me, but respect me in my job.
Yeah.
That geezer would have been shook up.
Oh,
He would have known that.
Fair play
Yeah.
for him to turning up.
Listen, a lot better.
Do you know what it is? I actually had Twitter beef with Sonny Edwards, and it weren't any personal things. It was more of like a disagreement. And I remember seeing Sonny at the Mayweather
So
fight.
this could have been you then.
Yeah, good. To be fair, I done it after the sparring as well. And I remember sitting there and I was thinking, please do not ask me to come down your gym. Like, we're having a debate. Please don't ask me, because in my head I've got the ego that, all right, I boxed when I was a kid. I'm a bit bigger than him, so if I hit him, I'll hurt him. It would never have happened. It's impossible. I would never hit the geezer. Like, I'm thinking, please don't invite me down. And when I did finally meet him, he come up to me and we done an interview, and he actually called me the original troll. And I remember thinking, I'm so happy that he didn't ask me to go down that gym, because I don't think I could have stepped out of the house again.
Sonny knows it's not personal.
No.
He knows it's not personal, but whatever that geezer
He's
says,
just as much of a troll as the trolls were to him.
Sonny's
as
the
well.
worst. Sonny's the worst.
When he said my Twitter's back, I deleted my Twitter.
Yeah,
I thought, I don't want to be on the same app as this geezer when it comes down to that
When
stuff.
it comes to talking shit and getting on people's skin, Sonny's the worst. Well, like the best at it, but he's the worst person to do.
And the best thing about him is when the camera ain't on, he's the loveliest bloke you ever meet as well. Like, he'll do anything for anyone, but as soon as the camera comes on, Sonny knows how to change.
Just a wind-up.
He knows that, but that's why he got so far. That's why he done what he done, and
That's why he
the
landed
money he
fights
did.
Yeah.
But Tom, going into your next fight, there's going to be a lot of changes, isn't there? Obviously, you're coming off the back of your last fight, which was a loss, the first time in your pro career.
Yeah.
But you've changed your team, coaches.
Well, yeah, we've had. Well, I say we haven't changed our whole team. We've changed just a section of the team. So I'm a boxing coach. We changed to. I'm now with Aaron Woodcock. We changed people like Shannon Ryan, Mitchell Smith, Ibrahim Diallo, and some other good fighters. So
He was even in Pat McCormack's.
You're excited to go into the new fight with a new team?
man.
Then?
Yeah,
But
I
obviously
think
it's
it's,
probably a bit different for you, isn't it?
the way that we've been working. Listen, again, I went back to boxing and I wasn't in the best place of it, but it was I'm starting again. But the training and we do more. It's more mental training than physical. We're all physical. We're all athletes. Do you know what I mean? We know what it takes to be an athlete, so we do our physical bits. So there's no point in smashing a bag to bits. Yeah, there's no point in smashing a bag to bits. There's no point in smashing the pads to bits because you don't actually get anything out of that. It's more the fundamental mindset, thinking way of doing things. And that for me was a complete opposite end of the spectrum to what I've been doing. Even in sparring, like I was not getting beat up, but I wasn't doing as well as I can because I was thinking of something else. And then I was coming out of sparring thinking, this is not boxing. Like this is not. I was ready to give up. But I remember saying to Aaron and Phil, like, listen, I don't know if boxing's for me now. I was like, I just don't know if I can change my whole way of doing things to the way that you want me to do it. And I know what you want me to do. I've been doing it subconsciously, but now I'm thinking about it. My body's just not following and whatever. I was ready to be like, no, I wasn't practicing. This is more rag than what it's worth. I'd rather just go and get a job and be left alone. Stuck with it anyway, and Aaron was like, listen, you've come on leaps and bounds, like, and now it's more natural, do you know what I mean? So we just have to stick with it. But yeah, I'm excited. Like, again, like he works with Ben Davison a lot. He was in Pat McCormack's corner, Shabazz Massoud's corner for their last couple of fights. He does all that, Luke McCormack's corner, Cameron's corner. So there's loads of fighters that he's worked with. But yeah, to have some with that expertise and that mindset of just growth, that's what I needed in the end, I think.
And obviously, you've obviously got a fight night routine. Going into fight night, what's your typical routine, and is it going to change now that you're with someone else?
Well, actually, and again, this isn't saying that I can be like, this was the reason why I lost, but my routine was fucked up on the day of my last fight. So we have, obviously, with the rehydration, all that sort of thing, we have particular plans that we stick to for the rehydration. My nutritionist wasn't down with me for the rehydration because usually they'll cook it and it'll all be ready for you. So there's no waiting on things, there's no waiting on deliveries and whatever. My nutritionist wasn't there for me this time. He couldn't get it down. So I was end up like getting a Nando's. So mine is usually, I'd have like a fake Nando's, but this time it was actually a Nando's.
Right.
So I had to order it, and obviously I'm a bit in the sticks I was at my mum and dad's, but they're a bit in the sticks, so the Nando's, it takes fucking forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ordered it in good time, so I had it for when I needed to eat it. It took 2 hours to come.
Right.
So I'm sitting there thinking, fucking hell, I should have eaten this an hour ago. Like, I'm meant to be in a ring in 5 hours. Like, this is my last meal. Like, this is what I'm supposed to... And everything else after that was just snacks and rehydration, all that, and just fluids. That came an hour late, so I ended up eating that, and then I literally rushed eating that to get straight in the car to go to the venue. And I was a bit like, my fucking fucked up routine. Fucked anyway. But anyway,
It's like it probably wouldn't have affected you physically. It's like a mental
it's
thing.
a mental thing. Yeah, because it's what I always stick to. I've got this plan. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And then something was out of place.
There's even little things like the changing room as well, weren't there? Like obviously, you had a
mate.
winner in your changing room. It's a tough sport when you've got someone who's coming in winning because you can't tell them to shut up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They're celebrating.
And I don't
Of course
want to
they're
ruin it for
celebrating.
them either. I don't want to ruin it for them.
At the same time, you've got to lock in. Like, of course, you want to say congratulations to them, but it completely changes the whole dynamic, don't it?
That change room was so. Do you remember, Frank? It was so busy.
Yeah.
So busy.
Do you know what? Normally, I would pop round, not even say good luck to Tom. I'd just give a little nod to even Will, who was in the corner at the time. I'd give a little nod to one of them just to say, like, see you after, sort of thing. Like, looking forward to doing an interview with you.
Yeah.
And I remember walking round, and it was like there was a queue to a festival going on. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, there was a queue of people, and I just thought it's just a bit weird. Like, do you know when something just feels off?
Yeah.
And even like I remember saying to Luke, I see you sat. It was about 4 fights away from your fight, and we was actually sat watching one. I remember when Tom walked off, I thought he's sitting down watching fights. Like the changing room's that packed.
I couldn't be in a changing room.
He's sitting down watching fights instead of being in the zone.
I went out and sat with you watching a couple of fights beforehand because I couldn't sit in the changing room. And also as well, at that point, it wasn't my changing room.
No.
Because there was other people in there warming up for their fights. So I was like, I don't want to intrude on what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll leave them to it, and then hopefully by the time they're done, they'll get
out for sort of thing. Yeah.
But at the same time, it is where they got changed, where all their stuff is. I don't want to ruin it for them. They bring all their pals in there and they're like celebrating. I don't want to be the one, but listen, you lot fuck off now. It's not my place to say it. Do you know what I mean?
No, the thing is, it's been the other way around as well, ain't it? Probably when you was younger, like you've probably been in someone else's changing room, and you don't ever want to ruin a moment, do you? But that's that's the only problem with small boxing, because you can only do so much with a small venue, can't you?
Well, I'm not that used to it either, because like when I box on like Josh Kelly's cards, we have our own changing rooms. We don't have that issue. Like we're not pressed for space. It's not in a squash court. We have our own change room with like, and it sounds silly, but like mirrors and toilets and showers and all that we don't have to even go out the room if I don't want to. If I want to go for a piss, I'll just go in that door. I'll just go in there next door.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's literally that simple. So it was a bit weird. But I mean, I've only boxed on Johnny's shows twice, so I've only ever done that once, one other time than the time that I lost. So I was a bit like, oh fucking, I don't want to go and watch some fights. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But my actual routine is quite boring. It is literally just, I wake up in the morning. I won't wake up early. It'll be, I make sure I get a good, because I won't have slept that well making the weight, so it's always a good sleep the night before the fight and then into the morning of the fight. Good sleep. I get up around 10, 11 o'clock, and then I'm straight on the rehydration, so straight onto the fluids. I'll eat my first meal a couple of hours after I wake up. I'll have a couple of snacks in between. Then I have my last meal, which is if I'm fighting at like, so like last time I fought at about 7, 8 o'clock, it'll be about 3 or 4 hours beforehand. I'll have that, and then just in between, just always snacking on certain things, just make sure the fluid's going in, electrolytes, all that sort of thing. When we get to the changing room, we'll have like sweets, and we're not having like bags of sweets before we get in the ring, but it's like one or two like quick energy, like quick sugars, quick energy. Have a little bit of that, a couple of Lucozade drips, where we'll literally just inhale, we'll just take a bit into your mouth, we'll swirl it around your mouth and then spit it out.
Really?
Yeah, I won't take any Lucozade, like it's too much glucose, so you get too much of a come down with that. So you get quick 15, 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden I'm like crashing.
Right.
So, and especially after, because I'm depleting my body of the nutrients that I need, it's more of a big thing that I'll just crash quicker and harder. So I have a bit of that, swirl it around just to make sure I get a little bit of energy, spit that out, and then we'll get into the ring.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And do you think that's going to be the same?
Yeah, I'll keep it the same, because it's, for me, that sort of routine is more scientific with the rehydration, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not something you can
there's
really talk about.
There's no really like personal things you do, like what would be the word for it?
John Terry used to put his left sock on first and all
like that.
Superstitions.
There's nothing like that.
I have the same protector that I've used since I was an amateur. I don't use it for training, but I only use it for fights, and it was ever since I was an amateur, I only ever used that protector.
Okay.
So yeah, that, and then obviously different now because hand wraps are all made like personally to yourself. They do it on the night, so you can't reuse them and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've always used the same pair of boots.
Really?
No matter how, the pair of boots I've got now, they're battered.
Really? What, you still wear them?
Still wear them, yeah. Still wear them. I've got tape on the soles and all that sort of shit. Still wear them. Yeah, they're fine.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, like even just them sorts of things. They, as much as you think it's just a pair of boots, it makes a mental difference.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of like a
It's just a click.
I remember Luke
It's weird.
Campbell doing it. Luke Campbell wore the ones that he boxed in the Olympics to fight Lomachenko, and in between them two fights, there was like 8 years difference.
Yeah.
And he wore the exact same boots.
Just being comfortable as well, isn't it?
Whatever it is, for whatever
They're
reason.
worn into your feet as well.
Yeah.
Do you know how quick boxing boots go as well? Like,
Yeah.
I
you're
only ever use their
training-
boots for fights.
Yeah, if you're training every single day, like I don't even train majorly, but I'll probably train 3 days a week. My boots will last me 2 years if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So to be
Very
training every day and to keep them boots in good nick,
Yeah.
like,
It's hard graft,
it must be more hard graft cleaning
It's
the
all the
boots and
twisting
training.
and obviously skipping.
But
and
yeah,
all
even
that
like a
sort of
protector, like for whatever reason, that protector, like I've won national titles. I've boxed for 2 different countries in that protector. For whatever reason, I've just taken it with me. I might have to change it now, but not that. I've never been knocked out in that protector since. So I might have to change it now. But yeah. Like there's just certain, like everyone's got their own things. Some people you hear a lot of people that listen to the same music in the changing room. I can't listen to music in the changing room.
You don't.
Won't have no headphones in. I might have headphones in for when I'm getting wrapped up. As soon as my gloves go on, we start like hitting things, hitting the pads. My music's off. Like that's it. It's dead quiet.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah.
Helps you concentrate.
Just I don't know what it is. I just lock in so much quicker, and I just feel like if I've got something, I end up humming to it. Like little things like that, where you think like, oh, like
Gets in your head.
yeah, and then I'm on the fucking stage listening to my thing. I'm still thinking about what's going on in the change room, not what's in front of me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that.
Got
Yeah,
ADHD or anything?
I must have. Yeah, I must have. There's a little bit of autism in it. I must have.
One thing I've noticed of you, you've always got different ring walks on, ain't you?
Yeah.
You don't really use the same tune twice. Like, how comes you ain't got the Johnny Fisher Country Roads? Like, some people do have that one song, don't they, that everyone relates to.
I
But
always thought this, and I thought I should do it. Especially like my name, they called me Atomic, so I was like the Atomic Bomb.
Yeah.
can't really
bit
come
weird,
out
innit?
to Atomic Kitten.
Can't
Can
come
you?
out to sound like the Soviets made up or something like that. Atomic Bomb. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit of a tough one, isn't it?
Bit touchy
But
feely.
no, I literally will just whatever's on my mind leading up to that fight. Like for whatever reason, that ring walks on. It was in the fight by Dave. What I came out to. For whatever reason, that was just what I listened to the most. Going to training, coming back from training.
Won't be using that again, though. No.
Nah, fuck that.
So I remember the one that me and my mate Luke got hyped up was Energy. by
Yeah,
Trent.
that was hard.
As soon as we heard the gunshots, it was like the whole venue just changed.
Yeah,
like,
especially because me and him had a bit of beef as well. That game.
yeah, yeah.
So I came out, I was like, listen, there's gunshots being thrown about here. You know, I guess you're getting kicked in, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Because I think you've got 2 different types of ring walk, ain't you? You've got the sing-along one where you're in a good mood, but then sometimes you just need to switch on, don't
It does
you?
sort of I always think it depends on the build-up. If it's a bit like, not love it up, but it's respect, and you want it to be like, oh yeah, we're getting in for a fight.
Everyone's having a sing-along
lovey-dovey, innit? Yeah. If you're like, fuck you and your mum, like, yeah, I'm gonna give something that's gonna be like, yeah, come
He's going
let's
down
go.
old school gigs, lost files.
That's what I mean, yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's go then. Do you know what I mean?
What would yours
That's
be?
all depend.
Tune in mind? I'd
I've
have
always
you
been
as a
asked
hash tune sort of.
I was just thinking that.
If
I'm
we
like,
catch a bit of Josh Baker or something.
yeah.
I think it would have to be, to be fair. I've never known
He'd
what
come
I
out grooving.
two-stepping up.
Pair of sunglasses.
He
on
would do
the
the
way
silver
to the
bumper,
ring.
wouldn't he? He would do the silver bumper. This thing.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine you coming out to rap. I think it'd have to be Josh Baker,
Josh
backstage,
Baker,
back to back the whole
Yeah,
night.
Get someone behind me on the decks
Yeah,
as we
literally.
walk up.
I can't imagine an actual DJ. You know, like AJ had like K-Trap.
Yeah.
He'd have the DJ behind him actually like fucking
On a Segway with like a train like that coming in.
You know what, I think that's got to be one of the best ring walks, though, ain't it? And Anthony Joshua walking out to Pot of Paper.
Yeah.
Mate, Anthony Joshua walking out to Wembley to a song that says "Feeling like AJ at Wembley." I think that's, surely in that moment he must have thought, "I'm the man.
I'm the guy.
I
Yeah,
am
I'm
the
the
man." Like AJ's walking out.
Is that the
Wembley.
what? No.
No, I think that would have been.
I was going to say, because if you
Fight
felt like the
before,
man
yeah.
and then knocked out.
Yeah, legit. Imagine.
Mate, what about Dubois walking out to Candy
What?
with the
Usyk.
Usyk fight?
Usyk, yeah.
Walking out to Candy of all sorts. Like, I know he had a little motive before, but
Yeah.
to walk out to Candy like that's
Yeah,
a
but
mad old.
they've got their own way. Even if they've got their own way of doing things, haven't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
They don't do
you've got to
that
leave that to having a dance with your 60-year-old auntie at the end of the
Yeah.
party. Yeah, you know, I don't think that's a ring walk.
Maybe that was his mentality. It's like, I'm getting paid 16 million quid. I'm going to have a dance with my fucking nan afterwards.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Right, let's take this off, y'all. Right, to sign off the episode, we're going to be playing Trim Talk's new game, the alphabet game, with boxers. So we've got to name a boxer, A, B, C, and the rest. We're going to start with Tom. Do you want to start? So you'll be A, B, C. Whoever loses gets chinned by Tom. Unless it's him.
I love for Frank to lose. All those times.
All them dodgy interviews.
Right, ready?
Yeah. So
You get 3 seconds to name. You're going to be on that.
We're
Ollie.
going strictly boxers only, yeah. No,
Boxers
no
only.
Eddie Earns in there.
Yeah, no, boxers only, and you can use either their first or second name.
Sweet.
Cool.
Okay, I'll do the timer.
You're going to be quickly
Should
tapping.
we go 5 seconds or
5 seconds?
Yeah, 3
Because he didn't even know Giorgio Visioli earlier.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Do 5 seconds as well, because I don't know, I mean,
Probably
Matt
quite
was too good with 3.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I was after that. Right,
Yeah.
so,
Alright.
He'll run out of fingers in the end.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Alexis Anguilla.
Benavides.
Kermel Moulton.
What's the next one?
D.
D. De La Hoya.
E. Eric Molina.
3, 2,
Oh, he's out on F.
F.
Oh, it just says Fernandez. It's good. There's bound to be a fucking.
Fernandez.
Yeah, there's bound to be a boxing.
Spanish ain't
Bruno
boxing.
Fernandez.
That's the thing. The Spanish ain't massively in boxing, are they?
No, there's bound to be a Mexican.
Portuguese,
Bound
yeah.
to be a Mexican who's got a fucking.
I'd have gone Frank Sanchez.
Oh yeah, Frank Sanchez. So what's after F?
What about Frankie Morgan? Just been let down.
Yeah,
Conversation, you know what I mean? Like
What's after F? E.
G.
G.
A, B, C, D, E,
G.
F, G.
Right, we'll go from G.
Giorgio Visioli.
H.
3, 2, 1.
Harry Maguire.
I went blank. H.
Um,
Boxers are. Mate,
Hearn.
so many H's.
Yeah,
Harry Armstrong.
Yeah,
Thomas Earns. Oh, mate.
Round 1 winner.
Mate,
Tom Welland.
could have had Hagler or Hearns.
Yeah, you could have had
What a
Lars.
comeback. There's your comeback.
That's
He's
my
won.
comeback.
He's won.
Signed off on retiring. That's it, and done.
I can't believe we only got to H.
Yeah, no, that is
That's-
quite
that-
poor,
that's
to be
pretty
fair.
poor,
Can we go
actually.
round once more or what?
Round
Yeah, let's go,
one.
okay.
Yeah, all right, come on.
Right, who's starting this time?
I'll start.
Oh.
I'll start. Right, you ready?
Go.
Anthony Joshua.
David Benavides.
See. Come on, moment.
De La Hoya.
What's after D?
E.
E.
Lucky you're a boxer, bruv.
E.
Right, there's got to be a timer on this, surely.
I think that's it already.
Yeah, that's got to be in it. What is he? What's that?
I had Eric Molina, but
Oh, Eric Molina.
Right, you two now. Frankie and Dan there.
you could have gone Emmanuel Augustus. There's loads of them.
Oh
ain't
yeah, there is a lot of Emmanuel.
there? E. So what am I on? F.
F. So what would I be on? G.
Yeah.
Right,
We're learning the alphabet.
Yeah, literally. We're back to school here, boys.
Right.
Right, ready? Go.
Frank Sanchez.
Giorgio Visioli.
Hearns. Thomas Hearns.
Hi.
Oh, it's quite hard actually.
Itman Earns.
It, man. Joe, I'm going to give it to him just to let the game go.
Yeah, go on. You can have that.
J. Joshua Anthony.
Kell Brook.
Okay. L. Lima.
Mayweather.
N. Ngannou.
Sharp.
O.
Oh. O'Hara Davis.
Oh,
P.
Was it just that?
I will give you it.
P.
That's got a...
Paulie Malignaggi.
Oh,
Yes.
just
Yeah, go on. Oh, good luck, son.
Yeah, man.
3,
Quinton Shillingford.
2.
I don't know who that is. Frankie, round 2 winner. Right, that is a wrap. Did you enjoy it today, boys?
Yeah, great.
Hated it.
Good having you.
I loved it. That was good.
Good having you on.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers for coming
Thank
down,
you for coming.
Tom.
Good to see you.
Round 2 for you. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll be back very soon.